They left. Maybe they walked out. Maybe they ghosted. Maybe they slowly stopped showing up. And one day they were just gone. And now you're left wondering, was it me? Was I too much, too broken, too emotional, too complicated? You keep replaying the last words, the last text, the last look. Is it my fault that they didn't stay? Let's talk about it. And let's talk about it for real. Heartbreaks don't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's silent, lingering. The ache that shows up in conversations, photos, anniversaries, prayers. But the deepest wound isn't often that they left. It's what their leaving said to your soul. If I had been better, they would have stayed. This is a lie that shame loves to whisper. It takes what someone else chose and makes it all about you. In trauma therapy, we talk about attachment wounds. The injuries that happen when someone we rely on for love or security leaves. These wounds create what we call negative self-core beliefs. I'm unworthy. I've ruined things. I'm too much to love. Everyone leaves. And when those beliefs go unhealed, you start dating through the filter of fear. Try to be good enough, predict abandonment, control outcome, earn love. But the truth is this: their leaving might have hurt you, but it does not define you. Let's take a look at the cross. Then all his disciples left. Let's take a look at the cross. Then all of his disciples left him and fled. That's Matthew 26:56. Jesus, perfect, loving, truth-filled, was abandoned by his closest friends. Why? Because their fears got louder than their faith. And yet, Jesus didn't internalize this as failure. He didn't say, if I had just preached better. He knew their leaving said more about their readiness than his worth. Sometimes people leave not because of your failure, but because of their fears, their wounds, their unreadiness. And their choices don't cancel your dignity. Now, the Catechism of the Catholic Church says the dignity of a human person is rooted in his creation in the image and likeness of God. That's CCC. That means your worth is fixed. Your value is unshakable. Your identity is not altered by who walks away. You are not only lovable if they stay. You are not only worthy if they marry you. You are not only valuable if they choose you back. You are loved by the one who never leaves. I will never leave you or forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Here are 3 reasons why people leave that have nothing to do with your worth. 1, they're not ready for the depth you carry. Not everyone is emotionally, spiritually, or relationally prepared to handle real intimacy. It means you were trying to build with someone who didn't have the tools. 2, they were operating from unhealed wounds. People with avoidant, chaotic, or wounded attachment often are not running from you, but from the intimacy they're terrified of. 3, God protected you. Sometimes rejection is divine redirection. And if something wasn't aligned with your call, your values, your holiness, God allowed them to leave so you wouldn't build something that would crumble later. Now, here's a journaling practice that can help you when you are stuck in that shame loop. Frame number 1, the story you're telling yourself. They left because I was fill in the blank. Be honest. No censoring. Frame 2, the truth about them. They were also struggling with fill in the blank. Acknowledge what they were carrying: immaturity, fear, sin, confusion. Frame number 3, God's reframe. What if God allowed this to protect me from blank and prepare me for blank? Healing begins when you stop telling your heartbreak like a tragedy and start seeing it as a turning point. Here are some things most people don't realize. Self-blame is often a form of control. It sounds like this: if I had done this differently, if I had just fixed myself faster, if I had known what to say. Why do we do this? Because it's actually easier to believe you messed up than to face the painful truth that sometimes people leave and there's nothing that could be done to stop it. But healing comes when you surrender the illusion of control and trust that God's sovereignty is stronger than anyone else's free will. Saint Monica prayed for her son, Augustine, for 17 years. She endured emotional neglect, addiction, spiritual rebellion. Did she love perfectly? Maybe not. Did her love fail? No, it didn't. And though he left for a time, God brought him back, changed. And today, he's St. Augustine. Sometimes they leave because their conversion hasn't come yet. Sometimes they leave because still need space to grow. But either way, the leaving doesn't define your future. It doesn't define your failure. It might just be setting up for your future. Here's this week's challenge, the journaling prompt. Where have I blamed myself for someone else's decision to leave? What would healing sound like instead? Here's an action step. Write a letter you'll never send. Release the shame, name the truth, and end with, I forgive myself for believing this was my fault. In the spiritual practice, stand before the Blessed Sacrament and say, they left, but you stay. Teach me to build my identity on the one who never walks away. And together for a closing prayer, Jesus, they didn't stay. And that broke something inside me. But I don't want to keep telling this story like I was a failure. I want to tell it like you were the rescue. I give you the shame. I give you the memories. I give you the part of me that still thinks I had to be perfect to be loved. Speak truth over the silence they left behind. And when love comes again, help me receive it as a child of God, not a beggar trying to prove my worth. You stayed. You always stay. And I'm still good.